Welcome, Risers. It's that time once again for the Agent Rise podcast. I'm your host, Neil Mathweg, and today I'm joined by a very, very special guest in the one, the only, Jacqui Luberto. Jacqui is an agent, a coach, a broker owner. She does it all. She does it all. And she is in Destin, Florida, the panhandle of Florida. And I'm so excited for this interview, guys. Like, she is absolutely amazing. And I love it every year. She comes to the Agent Rise Summit, and every year I hear agents will say, like, man, having lunch with Jacqui was amazing. I learned this and I learned that. And she really pours into everybody. She says that she wants to collaborate, not compete. And she really, really does live that out. This episode is a treat. I sat down with Jacqui and interviewed her to kind of get inside the mind of Jacqui. She sells over 100 homes a year, and she does it all on relationships and referrals. And so, without further ado, here is my interview with Jacqui Luberto. Jacqui, welcome to the Agent Rise podcast.
Hi, Neil. Thank you so much for letting me be on today and talk with you. I'm so excited. It's been a long time coming, my friend.
I know. I can't believe this is the first time we've done a podcast together because we have done so much other things together. You've brought me into Destin to speak to all of your amazing agents, and you treat me like a rock star every time I'm around you, and I just love you dearly, and I can't believe this is the first time we've done a podcast together. But you have built an incredible business, and we're going to talk about all of that today. But I want to start from the very, very beginning. Jacqui Luberto decides to become a real estate agent. What did day one look like for you?
Interesting we're doing this at this time because next week is my 10-year anniversary of having my license. And I swear you won't hear the end of it when I get to say, well, I've been licensed for 10 years. Now I'm in the old group.
I don't know how you do it.
I'll never shut up about it. I had no idea what I was doing, Neil. I didn't know what a transaction was. We had only ever even purchased 2 homes, and my husband took care of both of them. So the only thing I knew was that I could have a little latitude with my time. So with kids in middle school, I had to figure something else out. My husband's retired Air Force. He was working in a remote location with no cell service, and these kids were busy in middle school. So I get my license. Day one, I don't interview anybody. I walk in and hand my license to a lady named Brittany at a front desk at a local real estate office. And I said, what's my next step? She said, do you have a laptop? I said, I'll be right back. I went to Walmart. I bought one. I came back. Now what?
Next.
Next. And I did. I showed up to the office. Interesting. I was listening to your podcast with Greg Chaplin. Great, great interview. And he said when he started, he went to the office every single day. And same. I didn't know any different. I went to work every single day. Probably about 3 months in, I realized, oh no, we work weekends too. Oh dear. Okay, I should be working weekends now. Okay, got it. But I was a Monday through Friday girl for a little while.
Yeah, and you built it around your sphere, right? You had a lot of connections. Talk about that, and how did you reach out to people, and how did you get in with your sphere?
So I technically printed out my entire Facebook friends list and would send private messages every single day that said, hey, just letting you know I'm in real estate now. If you could go and leave me a 5-star review based on my work ethic or a project that we maybe worked on together, that would be great. And if you know anybody interested in buying or selling or moving anywhere in the U.S., keep me in mind. Dropped my Facebook page in there, and I literally did that every single day. Messaged every single person on my Facebook friends list. And I was very intentional about talking about real estate in every environment that I was in. I had worked previously for a year at the local Chamber of Commerce, so a lot of B2B sales, which was something Greg also talked about, which is really my niche, is treating my business like another business needs it, because they do. Because those business owners buy and sell, they have a sphere of influence. So tapping into all of them. So when I would go get my nails done, I've sold my nail salon multiple properties. I always keep real estate in the conversation with my personal life as well. But I hope that answered it. I went everywhere. I talked to every person. Everybody on my cell phone got a message or a call.
And you have a background in marketing, right? And so before you were a real estate agent, what did you do before you were an agent?
So, a lot. As said, military spouse. So I've been a GS employee for the Air Force, manpower analyst up to GS 9. I was qualified for 11, but didn't get the job when my husband retired. So that was the trajectory I was on, was going up the chain through the civil service world. I had worked for Air Force marketing at two different locations. The one in England was voted the best marketing office Air Force wide the year that I was there. Just
Of
saying.
course, of
Um,
course.
and when he retired, I took a job at the Destin Chamber of Commerce as the membership director, which was just a thing of God putting me in that job and letting me acclimate myself to local businesses in a very positive way. So,
Yeah, and how do you with the B2B, you have so many tools that help other businesses, and not only with their real estate needs, but with their you've got I'm sure giving because you've given me great advice, you give everybody around you great advice, but is that an approach of yours of how you network with business owners? Is by pouring into them like that?
very much, how can I help you with your business? I don't ask for the referral. I ask, how can I bring you a referral? What does a good business referral look like for you? How can I make your business more successful, and build in a natural feeling of reciprocity that comes about most of the time, not always, but I want to work with people who want to work with me. I want to work with people who want to invest in my company and want to be here. Um, I had a gentleman not long ago get upset because I wasn't promoting his business and I had promoted his competitor. And I'm like, well, your competitor is an agent at my office. He supports my business, so I support his business. So, you have to keep your circle tight there, but you can grow that. And conversation we had yesterday in the office was 80% of your work comes from your sphere of influence. So if you want more work, have a bigger sphere of influence. And B2B is a very easy, natural way to do that because you're approaching it as a business. And how can I help you with yours? And everybody is receptive to that.
Yes, and you've kind of built your own chamber of commerce, right?
The chamber of one, I
Yeah.
got a guy. And if I don't, I'm going to go find the guy. I love being a natural connector of people in my community.
Yeah. Another thing I love that you always say is collaborate and not compete. Can
Mm.
you elaborate on that? I would love for this message to be hurled by the whole real estate world.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I realized when I started in real estate that I'm going to have this buyer or seller for a 30, 45-day window most of the time. On occasion, maybe they'll buy twice or sell twice, right? But that agent on the other side, I'm going to work with her or him probably 5 times this year. Like, you're also a customer. So I want to treat the agent on the other side with great respect and great care. Bring qualified buyers. Know that we're not wasting time. Be respectful of the conversation and work with that agent in a very positive way. And I see less and less of that over time. And I really can't wrap my head around how other agents want to be so emotional and oftentimes negative. We don't do that in my office, but I see it on the other side. And professionalism has got to make its way back into what we do every day.
Yeah. And you're 4 years into your business and you start to see this need, right? No, I was going to go back. You started the brokerage. Was that 4 years into your business, right? Or did I get that
Yeah,
date
three and
wrong?
a half, three and a
Yeah,
half years.
3 and a half. Okay, okay. So you kinda, you like those early years, you just took off like a rocket, right? Like
Did.
production-wise, and then it was so much that it was like, "Let's start a brokerage." Can we go there? And then is that kind of when you started to implant that, let's collaborate and not compete?
Yeah, I think I always did it even as an agent. But when I became the broker of my own company, it's kind of my company, my rules. We have a very strict recruiting mantra here. Um, I can't say it. Trying to think of the right words. Only nice people are allowed to work here. So
Yeah. That's the PG version, right?
you can teach anything, right? We can teach anything in real estate, but if you got to have a good demeanor, you got to be one of the cool kids to be here. And it has worked out wonderfully. Our agents are fantastic. They all have a great reputation. I hear at least once a week, I love working with your agents. They're Someone even said to me one time, your agents are such a beautiful reflection of you. And oh, my heart, that was
I
so,
love
so
that.
perfect and
And
beautiful.
it's true. I see it too. I see it
Good,
too. It's so
good.
good. And you those first years, you ended up having to bring you brought Matt into the business with you, right? Like, I mean,
Yeah.
you talk about those first years. You were 50, 75 homes in your first years. What were some of those stats and what did that production look like? And then now you've grown it to where we at today.
Yeah. So I got licensed in June. And so that first half year, I think I did 4 or 6. I can never remember the exact number. 2017 was my first full year and I sold 58. And the next year, I asked my husband, I said, how much do you make? So we started doing some math and I'm like, I think I could close one more transaction each month if you quit your job and came to work with me. So we took a leap of faith and he did. That year we sold 69. The following year was 2019. I sat the kids down in January and said, I have this goal. I want to help 100 families this year, but it's going to take all of us. I'm going to work 7 days a week the entire year. I'm not taking a day off. I'm not going to be able to pack your lunches. You're going to have to do your own laundry. And they were all about it. And I told them, if I can make this happen, like it's a game-changing year for us, for the family as a whole. And they were like, yeah, let's do it. So ended up selling 140 homes that year, got my broker's license, flew out to California, signed a franchise agreement to work with Realty One Group, started the business technically in January, and our grand opening was March 17th, 2020.
Just perfect timing, huh?
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
And if you recall, that was the day the governor shut the state down for COVID, which was like, oh no.
Whole country shut down and you're opening your brokerage, and you're now running the brokerage. You're now also doing sales. This is the other thing that I didn't know about you. I thought you were just a broker owner. I didn't know you were actually doing sales still. What did those years of starting the brokerage look like?
Um, a lot of balls in the air, right? I'm trying to figure out how to be a leader, a business owner, and still be in production. That first year, I closed 111 at Realty One, which was so fun for me. That was an accident, but it was a cool fun fact. And I have Cora. She is now my business partner. Started as my marketing manager. She's now licensed. I don't think she got licensed until the following year, so 2021. But everything kind of shifts within that team between she and I. So people still call my phone and I kind of move them over. Now, 6 years in, my daughter is licensed and she's helping us. So she works with me and Cora. So I get less in production over time, but it gives me more time to work on the business, not in the business, which is really important as a business owner to really be able to zoom out and look at the functionality of each of the pieces. And as you know, we have multiple pieces moving within our companies. We own quite a few companies now that work together. So I really enjoy that side of it. I enjoy coming to work every day and
I love it. I
really.
wanna get into the multiple companies and all of that, but before we do that, I wanna go and talk about those 111 transactions or the early days of how did you do that much production? And another thing, I remember at the summit, we were having lunch and somebody asked you, like, "Did you have showing assistants? What did the team look like?" All of that, and your answer surprised me. Could you talk about that?
It was all me. It was all me. I opened every door. I went to all the closings. I remember laughing and saying, I can't stick around for the check. I've got to go to the next one. Like mail it. I'll find it later. There's so much happening. Um, I do want to say for a newer agent or someone listening that says that's ridiculous. And I actually had this conversation this past weekend with a newer agent. She said, but you have to understand, Jacqui, you're just built different. And I promise you I'm not. I promise you I'm not. So I'm a military spouse and I've had every job under the sun. And every time we move, it's a new this, a new that. And I've got to figure myself out every time. And so when I got my license, there was a moment of embarrassment. And I didn't want to put out into the world, hey, everybody, I got my real estate license because I felt like they'd say, well, what next? Hopefully this works. So there was a trepidation in coming forward with that. And I hear that from other agents of like, I don't want to be salesy. I don't want to approach these people. But there was something that clicked in my brain that like, I need to burn the ships, man. This is it. I don't have to allow there to ever be another job or career. I can decide right now today, this is it. This is what I want. I'm going to do it. And I can be as successful as anyone else. Bottom line is, we all have MLS. We all have cell phones, laptops, and a car. That's all you need. You can go find every buyer, every seller. You don't want them all, but you can go get them. You can go find buyers right now today. Sorry, that was a little bit of a,
No, this is
a rant,
gold. This
but
is so good, Jacqui.
it's,
Keep going.
it's,
Yes.
it's absolutely possible when you lock in. And we'll talk in a little bit about, I've recently lost 55 pounds, 100% the same. It was the moment of lock in of like, I'm going to do this and I'm never coming back from it. I'm never gaining this weight again. I'm going to do it one last time because the clock is running out, guys. The clock is running the whole time. The year's going to pass whether you sell 100 or not. The year's going to pass whether you get healthy or not. You're going to end up 1 year from now looking back saying, I have the exact same problems I had this time last year. If you don't lock in and decide that you are absolutely worthy of the same success that you see from other people, go get what's yours.
Yes. Amen, sister. And I love this. And you just lost over 50 pounds. You're running multiple companies. You have got the best opportunity for excuses, right? Because you've got 100 million things going on. You're selling over 100 homes a year. And how you do it, it's just amazing. But you decided enough is enough. I'm going to do it and I'm going to commit to it. Talk about that. As I know others hearing this, they're right there right now. And you were just in our area sharing this with a room full, and it's just amazing.
Yeah, it was such a great event being able to share that story. Thank you for being in the room with me.
Thank you. Yes.
As I said then, it's not just one thing. It's a death by 1,000 cuts, right? I had this very lucid dream of having a broken leg and a doctor saying, you will be able to walk again, but you'll never be able to run. And it's just, the dream was over like that. And it's like the finality of never again. The opportunity has now gone. All you can think about now are all those days you sat on the couch drinking coffee for an hour, hour and a half each morning, scrolling on your phone, maybe even answering emails. I'm working. I'm very busy. I'm too busy to go. You're just not too busy. You're disorganized, and there can be better structure to your life to allow for it. So I just started going for a walk in the morning. Just need to get a 10-minute walk, get the sun on my face in the morning. And I've got a great playlist and I keep adding to it. And it's just like sets my mood for the day. Like it became so addictive that I walk an hour every morning now. My playlist is bomb. Message me if you want it. It's so good. Not suitable for work though. Um, but it's just become a part of who I am. And I think that's the thing. What does the best version of you look like? And allowing yourself to visualize it, see it, know it, and have big goals and little goals along the way. Like my high school cheerleading outfit was one of my little goals. If I can get back into that one more time, Lord, I swear I won't mess it up. I won't gain the weight back this time.
Yes.
Then when I got down to my goal weight, I hired a personal trainer and started working out. And I was very unstructured even with a personal trainer. I was still finding excuses to not make it work consistently at first, the first 2 to 3 months. I would work out 1 week and then skip the next, and we're trying to find the right time. And finally, I just went to him and I'm like, give me 2 dates. I will rearrange my schedule around them. It will be non-negotiable time. I will make it work. So we found 2 days a week and I have not veered from it in now 4 months. And I see the results of that dedication of not giving up on my time. It's very important. It's non-negotiable. It makes me a better leader. It makes me a better friend, a better spouse, a better agent. And it's just non-negotiable.
Yeah. What do you think holds agents back from making it a non-negotiable? I'm there now too, but I struggled with it for the longest time. And I was like the one that sat on the couch drinking coffee for 2, 3 hours in the morning, right? Like,
Feels so
uh,
good.
yeah, right? How do you click out of that?
Neil, it's just like anything else. You have to just stop overthinking everything. It's not that hard. There's a creator that I follow, and he has a tagline that just resonated with me so many times. It isn't easy. Hold on, I'm going to mess it up. It isn't easy, but it is simple. Don't overcomplicate it. And he's the one that convinced me to go for the walk, get the sun on my face. Start counting, get to 10,000 steps a day. Start building this little extra, a little bit more. Can you pump to 12,000 steps a day? Now I have an Aura ring and I'm checking that every day. Now I'm hacking my sleep. Oh, creatine, I need to add that, right? So it's not all of it at once, but it's got to start somewhere. It's got to start with you saying it's enough. It's enough. The clock is ticking. Time's running out. You're not going to get another chance. You've got to make it work right now.
Yeah, start being who you wanna become, right? And just step
Oh,
into it. Yes.
so true. There's a statement that's fake it till you make it, which I loathe
Yeah.
because it's not that. That's such a negative side of behave like the person you want to be. If I want to be a fit person who weighs what I weigh now, who can fit into her high school cheerleading uniform, who has toned legs, who has guns on her arms,
Yeah.
I have to do things that that person would do. And they would walk 10 to 12,000 steps a day. They would hire a personal trainer. They would figure out why everybody keeps saying the word creatine. They would figure out those things because it's all available to you. It's all right there. You just have to take a few minutes to figure out your first step. Make that habit, make it so sticky that it's almost your whole personality, right? My walking every day. Talked about it for 18 months now. When it becomes that habit, then I can add on that next thing. People get so overwhelmed with, yeah, but it's a lot. Yeah, it is a lot. And it will become a lot for you in time. But an hour-long walk is absolutely doable. And if it's not, 30 minutes is. And if that's not, 10 minutes is. Yes,
Yeah.
you have 10 minutes. And you
Yeah.
can answer your emails from your cell phone on your walk.
Yes.
You can still be
Yeah.
working if that's the excuse.
Yeah, every time you go on a walk, you always come back better.
You will not have one day when you come back and say, well, that was horrible. I hated every minute of that sunshine on my face and those birds chirping. I hated all of that. You'll be so proud of yourself.
That's it. Yes.
Yeah.
And then you lock in and you just want it every morning and you feel off if you don't. How is this all showing up in your business now?
So much more structured. I have a mental clarity around like my inbox and my project management, my workflow. I to the point it's kind of concerning how bad I was doing at it before. That it was so chaotic before. So I don't think that they happened independently. I think they happened simultaneously, one because of the other because of the other, right? And I can't speak to the science of being in control of your body, helping you be in control of your mind, but I promise you it happens. And the chaos in the world around you, your car, how dirty your house is, how much laundry you have to get done, all of that is a product of how your brain is operating as well. So all of it has to be fixed, but not all at once. But you do have to start and you do have to try.
It becomes the filter, right? It becomes the new filter that you operate accordingly to.
Yeah,
So good.
for sure.
Jacqui, you built your business relationship building. You Google best agent in Destin, and you're going to see Jacqui. And that's like an ongoing award that you win every year too, right? Like haven't you won the
6
best
years in a row.
yeah, just 6 years in a row. Just love it. Can you talk about your overall business? We've got the different pillars, and how does that look for you for your business?
When I read your book, I was able to understand what I had been doing, which was, again, operating in chaos, and your book helped me put structure to it. So when I realized that my sphere of influence, right, I'm really good with that. If I've met you once, you're my friend, I love you, right? I want to know everything about you. Um, the chase and attract pieces, I was not organizing my activities within those. I was doing things in there, but I hadn't mentally okay, I need to work on this. So when I saw that, that's when I really started doubling down on my social media for the attract, which has bumped me to 6,500 followers on Facebook. So 7,000 after everybody hears this, of course.
Let's go.
Not
Yes.
as strong on the other platforms, but that keeps me busy. Just that, keeps
Yeah.
my face in front of people. They remember that I do real estate. I don't have to tell them anymore. I love that. I love having put it out so much that I'm synonymous for people now. They know what I do.
Yes.
Can I
Yes.
can I tell you a side story really quickly?
Yeah.
Before I got my license, one of the conversations that I had that led me to get my license, I went to a mastermind event when I was doing outside marketing sales. And I just got invited to this event, and this guy spoke, and I got a chance to ask him a question in the room. And I said, who you are and what you do are so congruent with you. How do you get to that place? Because I feel very misaligned with who I am and what I do. And he goes, that's probably the best question I've ever got. That earned you a 30-minute call with me. And so I get on that call the next week, and we just talk through everything. And at the end, he said, you need to get your real estate license. I think you're going to do really good. So every year I always thank him. And I bring that up because I am proud that now I do have that alignment. And I think that people need to look for that in their own lives, melding who they are and what they do. And I think hustle culture is awesome, and I love it. I'm a big fan. You don't have to be, and that's okay. I love work, and I love being in my work. And there are times in which you do have to separate out work from home. But there's a time, if you're really trying to be impactful and change your life and change your business and overhaul it, it's going to require massive action. And you're going to have to find that alignment. And it's going to probably eat up your whole personality for a little bit. And that's okay. It doesn't have to forever, but you do have to really push hard and dig in and burn the ships for some time to get to a place where your phone just rings. People just follow you on social media. You'd get 6 years in a row. I just don't want someone to think it happens overnight. It doesn't. But it's something every single day that gets you toward what that ultimate goal is.
I always love when you talk about in those first years of selling real estate, you just drove around, talked to people, and listened to the Onion Juice podcast.
Always listen to the Onion Juice podcast. And I actually told this to an agent yesterday morning. When you get up and get dressed every single day to go to work, you have to treat it like a job, right? We get up, we get dressed, and we go to work. So what time are you clocking in? So clocking in at 8 a.m. Perfect. You're going to drive for 30 minutes to your first showing. That's work time. You are at work. You do not get to listen to Snoop. You listen to podcasts. You listen to Agent Rise. You fill your brain. You listen to audiobooks, right? You are at work, even though you're sitting in your car. And I always did that. I always committed to my work is work. And
Yeah.
your podcast was one of the very first ones I ever found. And I think I've listened to all of them.
You're the best. That's so good. And that's it. You had a clear plan that was congruent to you. You were okay because of your experience in marketing and in networking. You were okay with the B2B space. That would excited you, right? And you could network and provide value. And then when it came to social media, you shine there because of your background as well. And it's congruent with you and it excites you. And I never could see you calling FISBOs or expireds or door knocking. That's not Jacqui. But
Number
right, and
one,
that's
I am convinced I look good in a trunk. So I'm not going door knocking. And I have done one cold call in my life. And when I hung up, I was shaking and I literally said, I will never do that again as long as I live. I will
it.
find any other way to sell real estate. Not doing
Yes.
that.
I listen to that, guys, right? Listen to that. That's a golden nugget right there. It's all about doing what's congruent to you. Jacqui loves her business, and because of that, that's how she could get the results, right? You're working with people you love to work with.
Yep, absolutely. And if I needed to drum up leads today, I would start doing breakfast, lunch, and dinner out. I would go talk to my nail salon. I would go talk to the girl who does my hair. You have all these people that already benefit from your existence in their life. And I've got a great story about a pop by to a business on a very lonely day in real estate. I don't have anything else to do, but I know B2B. So I made these little pop bys and drove them around to my dentist, to my physical therapist, to, my nail person, just the people that I naturally know, because you're reducing your opportunity to hear something negative, right? By working with people that you already love. And a couple of days later, the front desk girl from the physical therapy office called me. She referred me to a customer who referred me to her customer, who referred me to her electrician, who listed 2 lots with me that turned into 3 transactions with Tractor Supply and Circle K. And I think I spent $50 on the pop buys. And I think the overall GCI is just about $250,000 over a 4-year span. I cannot impress upon you enough. Just love on the people that you already love. It's so good.
Yes. And you don't ever feel, because you're going out with a servant's heart, you don't ever feel like you're asking, right? You're just out there giving.
Yep. Just thanking them for being in my life. And yeah, my little business card's on there, but I'm not even really talking about it. I'm just like, hey, I had some extra time today and I didn't want to go sit in the office. So I thought I'd shower you with a little bit of love today. How many people do y'all have in your office? Because I only knew one person in that first office, but there were 4 people that worked there. And it was one of the other people that I didn't know that ended up giving me that referral that started that chain reaction.
Let's end it here. What is something that you would say to a new agent that's afraid of doing this, that they want to build a business that they love? They've got so much fear, the same fear you and I had when we first started. How do you push through that? What advice would you give them?
Closed mouths don't get fed, and you deserve to get fed. And there's not an agent out there that's more deserving of success than you. Just let it go. Let it go. Swallow hard, be scared anyway. Just do it. Contact all the people that you know, advocate for yourself. And you've already worked so hard to get a license. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to your family. You owe it to your future self to just go all in. Make it happen. You've got it.
Yes. Are you guys ready to run through a wall right now or what? Let's go. Thank you. Jacqui, I love you so much. Appreciate you for being on. Thank you again.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
You're the best. And how do people find you, Jacqui?
Jacqui with a Q, Luberto. I am on every social media you can imagine. I have a bio site as well. My website is JacquiLuberto.com, and you can connect any of those. I'm constantly available.
I forgot to bring up too. You've got real estate business, you've got the brokerage. What else do you have? You've got insurance. What else?
Yeah. So we have insurance company that covers the entire state of Florida. I have a second brokerage, which is One Family Property Services, and all they do is long-term property management. I have another brokerage that's the Emerald Coast Referral Network for agents who just want to hold their license in referral status. I have a JV with a mortgage company. I have a JV with a marketing company. It's called Blue Owl Marketing, that helps agents do all the things they either can't do or don't want to do in the marketing space. Use blueowl.com. And I think that's about it.
And you are in the Destin Panhandle of Florida area. Guys, any relocation going to that area, I always call on Jacqui. She's always taking an amazing care of my people. And a lot of Wisconsinites like to come to that Panhandle. So they come down there. And so Jacqui always takes great care of them. So Jacqui, again, thank you so much for being on. You're so amazing. You're such a treat. Appreciate you, my friend. Awesome. Thanks again, everybody, for listening to the Agent Rise podcast. And like always, remember to be the reason somebody smiles today.